So first thing I'm going to start off with is Bioderma, and I've always got spares of these because it's the only thing I'll use to remove my makeup. And then I'll take some cotton pads and I'll pour a little bit onto the first cotton pad, and then take a second and squeeze it against it just so that there isn't any excess product in the first cotton pad. Now if it's just simple makeup, I normally only really use about 1, maybe 2 pads, but if it's something extreme I can use a lot of them. I can use about 6 to 8 pads, so it can end up being used quite a lot. The first thing I'll do is I'll hold it over the eye for about 10-30 seconds, and then that should normally make it easy enough to peel off the lashes without dragging the skin. And then I'm just going to remove the rest of the makeup. Now for things like cream makeup, which is the green eyeshadow that I'm wearing, that's rather difficult to remove, so I have to hold it there in place for a few seconds, and normally what I'll do is I'll just clean the rest of the face while I'm waiting for this to sink in and work on the makeup. Normally I don't have to rub with this makeup remover, but sometimes the makeup's really tough and you do have to rub a little, like the makeup that I'm wearing today. One thing I'm pretty picky about is removing the eye makeup. I don't like pulling the skin straight down to try and get to the waterline. It drives me mad. What I prefer to do is just press my finger against the skin so that it rolls out and you're not pulling it down. And then I'll take the cotton pad and I'll just roughly run along it. I'll clean the rest of this thoroughly later, but for the moment I just want to do a rough job. To get heavy eye makeup out of my brows, what I normally do is put a bit of Bioderma on a mascara wand, and that will normally get rid of anything that could be stuck in there, and then just go over it with a cotton pad just to make sure I've got everything. For me, the trickiest part of removing my makeup is the eye makeup. It tends to get stuck between my lashes very easily, so the first thing I'll do is take a cotton pad with Bioderma on it and just run that along the lash line very loosely. Once I've removed everything I can around the lashes, I'll normally fold the cotton pad so that it's got a pointed end and just run that along the lashes, but it's never enough to get it all out. So what I'll do is I take a rubber wand, and this has got rubber ends so it's not as rough as using a mascara wand, which I'm not too fond of using along my lashes because I find that it's very rough on my eyes. So I'll put a bit of Bioderma on that and just run it through them, and this normally removes anything that's left over. Once I've gone through the lashes with a rubber brush, what I'm going to do is take a cotton pad and I'm just going to go underneath the waterline. It's amazing how much makeup can collect here, so don't forget to do that. And then just make sure that I haven't missed anything else. Now, cleansers I don't tend to use very often unless I want to give myself a facial. I normally find that Bioderma does the job, but if I am going to be using cleansers, I use the Lavera one if my skin's a little bit on the dry side, or I use the Pure and Clear one if my skin's a little bit on the oily side. I like to kind of adjust my skincare depending on how my skin's feeling at the time. But either way, whenever I've removed my makeup, I'll take a little cotton pad, I'll put a little bit of this product, Breath of Fresh Air, with a tiny bit of magnesium mixed in with it, and run that all over my face before using a moisturiser. Now normally I'd use coconut butter, but today my skin's feeling a little sensitive, so I'm going to use aloe vera instead. And I like to brush upwards instead of downwards when I'm applying my cream. And for the skin, the last thing I like to finish off with is my eye cream, and I use argan oil in an aromatherapy bottle. So I'm just going to run that around the eye and then blend that in with my fingers, and I'll normally spread it down to cover the cheeks and a little bit of my nose where it tends to get a little dry sometimes. And rub that all in very gently. And then once I've finished, I'll just brush my teeth and then rub my toothbrush over the lips very quickly just to exfoliate them and get rid of any product which might remain on them. And that's it. That's how I do it.
In a storm yesterday.